everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO edition. This is Gnarleynae. Say hello to everyone, Gnarleynae. Good girl. What do we got over here? We've got, mail indeed bestowed. That's one in particular we'll look at. The Study of Windlore comes under our class skills. Knowledge of the natural world is giving you the subtle influence over its natural fluctuations, but there's deeper knowledge still to be gleaned through study. Strike with gust of wind. We've done it 2 of 1,000 times. Alright. So gust of wind is what they want us to do with. The one that we've only been using since we were like level 5 or something. You couldn't have given it to us then, could you? Anywho, we were here. And we were looking at, what is it? Ostgulamar here. This is where we were going to check. We've got that quest to find the founding stone. So we were going to come down here, and that was going to be the next place we were going to take a look and see if we could find the 4th of the 5 founding stones here, because I'm really seeming to remember it being in this area. That might be it. Right there! Alright. Well done. I tell you, memories are nice things to have, especially when they actually work. They can really be of comfort. Alright, founding stone. The monument's face is described with faded words. Carnoglen, founded in the name of Malvagil. Excuse me a moment. Boom, get up a little. King of Arthedain. With the skill of Thorhadur the dwarf and his kindred was this town built. United in purpose, may dwarves and men be ever bonded in friendship. Alright, so now we've got to find the stone of Hinith-Rune, and that's the last one we have. Alright, we'll get out of here once we get to a safer location. This is probably fairly good here. Let's pull up the quest and take a look at where it is. Book that describes the founding stones. These are Hinith-Rune, south of Fornos. Duanatham, astride the stream, we found that one. Carnoglen, okay, in the northern hills, we just found that one. Ost-Arduin in the lakelands. That's the one that was down here in Meluanin. So we found this one, we found that one, we found the one here across the stream. We found the one over here to Esteldin, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. One we're looking for now is Hinith-Rune, south of Fornos. So, it can be anywhere in this area. So we're going to head back over here toward the fields of Fornos. And then we're going to start investigating these ruins along the map here. And hopefully, we've been by one of them before. Who, maybe one of these name ones. Like, Amos Amun, or Minas Brune, or Thamlorn. We'll try one of these and see what we can find. In the meantime, let's see if we can get on out of here. Yeah, we'll have to excuse my driving a little bit. I'm afraid that I was working on my furnace. Working on my furnace this last week. Back on Tuesday. What is it now? This is Friday night? Yeah, it's Friday night. I was working on my furnace back on Tuesday. And had a filter in it that I couldn't get out. It was time to change the filters. And it was getting caught on the sides of the little slit that it goes into. Any of y'all that have had to change your air filters in your furnace before, you'll know that usually they go down, if it's not one of the ones that are like mounted behind a grill in your wall like they do nowadays. If it's one of the old-fashioned ones, you have to go into wherever the furnace is, in this case, down in my crawl space, And you have to open up the little door on the side of the furnace and reach in and pull the old filter out and slide a new one in it. Well, it was stuck in there. It was hanging on the sides. So I had to get my fingers up in there and pull it, and I should have A, put on a pair of gloves, and B, gotten some screwdrivers and oh, what did Marcellus Wallace say? Gotten me a blowtorch and some pliers and got medieval on it. Yeah, that's what I should have done, but instead I was just up in there figuring I could get it out. There's the one right over there that says astride the stream. So we found that one. And I was pulling, and the filter that was in there tore. And when it tore, I was pulling hard enough, my hand went flying out of or tried to fly out of the slot. And I managed to catch it on the sharp sheet metal on the side of the slot and sliced it down to the bone on the end of my finger. Fortunately, it was up above the knuckle, so it didn't get into any of the tendons or anything. But it did go down to the bone. I felt the metal scrape against the bone as it was sliding along the side of it. And that is it hurt, but it was also a weird as hell feeling too. Having experienced once, I'm glad to say that, okay, this is something I can mark off my list. I have felt what I know what it feels like to have metal slide against your bone. To feel a rough metal edge, a sharp metal edge sliding against a bone in your body. I know what that feels like. So I never have to experience it again. Thank you so very much. And we will leave it at that. Anyway, I went and they sewed the end of my finger back on. And, okay, that's Nathan Hodges' farm. Alright, let's take a look at these areas here. So, a long story trying to make slightly shorter. I've got my finger's got 6 stitches in it, and it is wrapped with gauze and padding and a Tefla, and got antibiotic ointment on it. And it's painful and it's stiff, and I can't really use it to steer. So instead of the usual WASD, I'm kind of I've only got fingers for WAS at the moment. D is getting kind of short-changed. I'm having to use my middle finger the rude finger, to jump in there and perform double and triple duty, as it's doing what it does and has to do what the pointer finger does as well. And that's a pain in the tuchus. So it means that basically I'm just pushing and those two things came in late. And there's the founding stone. Alrighty. They sure as heck didn't want to load in, did they? I'm amazed we don't have a quest or a notice of what statue that is either. Founding stone. Maybe it says so on the stone. The monument's face is inscribed with faded words. Hinneth Rune, established in the first year of the reign of Erifor, son of Arvelek. Folk shall gather where commerce thrives. So apparently this was a big old commerce area, commerce city here. Very cool. All right, now we need to talk to the quest giver guy, which my eyes aren't quite good enough to read what that is. Esteldin? Something like that. Let's see if we can get past these goblins, get past these little wolves or wargs, and then we're gonna head back to Esteldin, I believe. Hang on, let me again, use my pinky and my middle finger to push Shift R here so I can get it on auto run. And when we do that, we also need to bring in this stuff from the loot box. We're down to about 35 minutes on the items that we had brought in there. Okay. So yeah. Alright, now I could not play Doom to save my life right now. If I won't say if I wanted to play Doom, because I certainly want to play Doom. There's so many things I want to play, but anything that actually requires using, you know, the D key to, like, strafe to the right, yeah, not possible right now. Hopefully everything will grow back together. They said there's usually a 80 to 85% chance. Like I said, I took a giant chunk out of the end of my finger down there where your fingerprints are. I'll throw some pictures up here on the screen. But they said it's still got good circulation. I was still getting good sensation in it, and the fact that it hurt. Before he numbed it, oh my God, when they stuck the needle in to do what they call a digit block. I went in with a long needle and some lidocaine all down at the base of my finger, where your finger meets the palm of your hand, where that big knuckle is. Went down there and basically squirted it full of lidocaine all around the nerves down there until the entire finger turned into a piece of rubber. Before they did that, they poked and prodded all in the cut and past the cut to make sure I had feeling. It's like, do you feel this? Yeah! Stop it! Stop it! Yes, I can feel it. So they said that was good, that I still had feeling in it, you know, that the nerves were still innervated. And they do now, too. It sits there and it's got kind of this tingling burn all in the end of my finger, I guess, where the nerves are trying to knit themselves back together and everything. And it's still got a good color and good circulation, so they said it should stay on there. Because, yeah, it's sad things, and I've known people that had cuts like that, and that big old flap just died and eventually fell off, and, you know, the area kind of regrew back, but they had a really good scar and kind of a divot on the side of their finger after that. Hopefully that's not going to be the situation here, but in 10 days after doing it, so I got about another 7 or 8 days, I can go and, well, if I wasn't a nurse, I could go and back to the center and have my finger, have them take the stitches out. But he said, you know, you're a nurse, you know how to do it. You can come back in, or if you want to just save the, you want to save yourself the money of an office visit here at the Ready Care, said just take them out yourself. You've taken out stitches before. And I certainly have. Never out of myself, but I have taken out many, many, many dozens of stitches. So, not that bad. Let's find out. Esteldin. They said that's right, it wasn't here. This is where the first founding stone was, right there. But the actual book we found that told us was up here, wasn't it? Excuse me. Sorry. Didn't mean to be yawning like crazy. We have got a ton of quests to pick up in this area, though, haven't we? Say the original founding quest was here. I think this is where the book was that talked about the cities. Yep, of Arthedain and its settlements. That was Halbarad, so that's not him. Who is it we need to talk to? Return to Estuian. Okay. Stamped across the front of this book. Dog-eared page. Okay, among the rangers, you found a book that describes. Speak with Estuian. Okay, so we found the founding stone out here at Esteldin, and that's when we talked to Estuian. So, Let's see if we can find him or her. It seems to be a her. Esteldin. Alright.
Silently now, darkness approaches.
Really? You made the circuit of all 5 towns. I am impressed. I had not really expected you to make the attempt. We often assign novice rangers this task, as the beasts that lair in such places make such exploration dangerous indeed. Perhaps the rangers will be able to make further use of your skills in the future.
So we get increased reputation, another 900, and Tarangor. Will, agility, vitality, a big O plus 23 vitality bump. That's a nice one. Alright, completed the ruins of Arthedain. Okay, I am going to, let's see, how much longer we got? Another almost 30 minutes. We're going to go out here and talk to the Earthkin Chieftain. I'll ride around to where he is. And then, after we've chatted with him, hopefully there'll be a merchant in his little camp. And if there's not, we'll come back here and deal with the merchant. I would have done it before we left and dealt with the crap that I'm carrying around, but I would like to try and get this done. These things are so much easier and quicker to edit. Hello there. Good to see people. These things are always so much easier and faster to edit if I can do it in one fell swoop, if it's just one continuous video. Because one of the things that I do, oh, you see right there, used to be all these trees weren't here the last time I came through. This was a bare hillside that just faced out across the valley there. It didn't have these trees, so I can't tell you when they came in. They might have been here for a very long time. But you'll remember whenever Gnarleynae came through, since he was the last one to do the quest in this area. Y'all go back and watch him whenever he was in these parts. All this was not there. This was bare hillside here. So, okay. And a lot of those trees weren't either. I won't say all of them, but a lot of them weren't. Now, we're supposed to be trying to get, that's where we came from. We're trying to get to the encampment of the Earthkin. New deeds, the villages of the Earthkin. Roosfold, okay. So we've hit Roosfold. Let's look at that deed. Deed bestowed. And we are going to make, see, this right here, this is something. Major towns in Rohan. This is the last time that I will rant about this. Tonight. But major towns in Rohan don't have entries, but little tiny villages of the Earthkin do. I mean, we got 4 of these little tiny Earthkin villages that all have lore in their descriptions here. It's like, y'all have gotten kind of lazy there. And you shouldn't. Alright, let's do this travelogue, and we'll be right back with you. The villages of the Earthkin, 1 of 4. An odd people calling themselves the Earthkin have been discovered in the eastern North Downs. Seek out their villages and learn more of them, and whether they be friend or foe. Roosfold. It seems that the Earthkin hunters of Roosfold are friendly enough, if rather odd. They speak of others of their kind to the east, however, who have fallen under the sway of Angmar. Okay, that's got our travelogue done here. Let's get on in here and see what the chieftain is. I'm going to assume he's one of the guys with the big old horns on his head up here. Wow. You're a tall one, aren't you?
Our people were scattered by the darkness. Now we live in isolation.
Little wanderers should not be here.
Ah, you come from my book. I had not thought on those days for long and long.
Let's see what the request was. Gondrick of Esteldin was journeying north from Rivendell. He had promised a man of Trestlebridge that he would assist them by providing armor for use against the orcs. In order to fulfill his obligation to Trestlebridge, Gondrick has asked you to obtain a book of leatherworking lore promised to him by Isako, chieftain of the Earthkin. Your efforts are well known amongst all here in Esteldin, Gnarleynae. I am hopeful that you will assist me with a small task. Long ago, when I journeyed abroad, I taught Isako, the chieftain of the Earthkin, the Westron letters. In return, he offered to write me a book describing their leatherworking methods. I need this book to fulfill a promise I made to a man in Trestlebridge as I came north from Rivendell in the guise of a common leatherworker. I promised to make for his people armor suitable for use against the orcs. Will you go to Isako and ask for the book? The Earthkin are encamped northeast of here, just skirt to the hills northward from the northern entrance to Esteldin. Indeed we have.
Ha! You come for my book. I had not thought on those days for long and long. Are you Gondrak? No, you are not he. You must forgive me, for it is difficult to know. You little folk look so much alike to the Suri Lemma, and my mind is on the pain of my own people.
Indeed. Alrighty. So that is where we are. That is where we are going to stop it for today. I will be going back when we're here next time. I will gather up all these quests in this area. It looks like there's a few of them. And see what kind of pains of the people of the Earthkin there are. And then we will head over to Esteldin and sell some stuff back. Or actually, we will probably do that before we come here. Like I said, I'd always like, if it's possible, to get that done. All right, folks. When I logged in, I saw that it was Durin's Day, which is apparently one of the festivals they hold here on Durin's Day, October 19th and 20th. So you've got the weekend to finish it up. It all takes place over there in Erebor, around where the secret door and all is in Erebor. You're right there down the world. I'm near where the wiki says the secret door to Erebor is, but I don't see it. Oh, I wish I was not playing. It was like, well, that's kind of what a secret door is, isn't it? So anyway, but looking up on the wiki, that's that whole area is level 115. So I don't think I'll be going there with Gnarleynae anytime soon. But we will sit and think. We might head that way with, let's say, either Gnarlo or Glenoran, although they're just in their mid to high 90s. Well, low to mid 90s, so I really don't think they'll be going there either. But we'll see. Will we go and try and risk a bunch of red and purple mobs, or will we just continue on along with the Gnarlo quest next time? We'll find out. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. Thank you for coming along. And we will see you then. Bye-bye.